same thing in other segments. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying, I hope the young people are understanding. You're looking at three individuals from three different times. They might be close to the same, but going like this here. But I'm looking at them.
Failure was not accepted.
And I'm looking backward saying, my generation dropped the ball because y'all pushed us. If y'all was doing something and we came around and wanted to get down, get out of here. Get out of here. Now, my time, we was pushed to school. We went away to school. Some came back and gave back. Some kept going. That's okay. Maybe they're giving where they're at. But somewhere in my time, not yours, you're talking amphibious warfare. You're talking rebellious and riots. You're talking about indirect and direct bigotry. Y'all time. I got a little of that.
No, it's still around.
No.
It's still around big time.
It's still around now, but I got a little bit of it, whereas I saw it.
Oh, okay.
You apply for a job, we don't have no openings now. Whereas now, they're not interested. They're not going to work at the neighborhood Burger King or whatever because there's not enough money because the streets is pulling to them.
All right, let me
White,
give you this.
black,
let me give
everybody.
let me give you this. Wealth has to be accumulated. And when I used to go to the high schools as a speaker on career day, name me one drug dealer that is retired, Florida, Arizona. Name me one, and gets a check every month. Right. Come on, let's be real.
What did you say? The streets
what
is
about
undefeated?
Downtime? Downtime is I'm running from you because you want to take me off of my few spots. I don't own any real estate. I own a car that somebody else is probably in somebody else's name. And then the brother talked about rap. You know, you want to rap? And you know, Dr. Gunther used to say, why do we have little this and little that? Where's the men? Where is it? And then how is it that we weren't allowed to say hell, liar, or damn, that could get you killed. And now every word comes, mother, be, and the Come
Speak on that, because you spoke on the importance of the lyrics, the rhetoric, and some of the arts that's not arts.
I don't think I have to tell you where all the men is at now.
Yes, sir.
It's very little. We're a dying species.
Is that good?
It's not good. You know, it's not good because we need men in order to build our race and be stronger. If we talking race, you know.
Well, people of color.
And then
are
we're
we
being
talking
taught
of?
different entities now than what it was before, where things that were in the closet are no longer in the closet no more. They're out the closet.
We want to bring them down, as I said, the middle aisle of the church. I'm not doing that. You know, you know me, Pooch, and so it's called respect. And I've asked this, and I asked this during the pandemic. I asked this right after the pandemic, and I asked this just recently to the few black media outlets. Where is the voice of the black church?
Question to both of you. Is the day of the Messiah obsolete now?
If he said it, he ain't never obsolete. If he said it.
No. Not that Messiah.
Oh.
One particular guy that speaks for the masses. Here. Not there. We know that.
There was never, in my opinion, and from my study, the reason that we had to embrace the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because he showed us, I can take black men that have thrown away. There is no Christian, and I'm just being straight up. You got to call a ball, and a strike. He took that, which people had really written off.
Okay.
and he brought men together
Right.
under the corporate incorporation of God through Islam.
Right.
You cannot take, any man has his faults, and we all have them.
Right.
True.
So you've got to look at what good did this man do. And some of us gravitated and said, gee, let's learn from he or she,
Right.
in this case he, that is a teacher. And so, and you know, some of the brothers that were incarcerated, they now members of the church.
Course,
Because things we did when, and our, brothers retired now, but the imam in that institution, if I called him, because he's there every day, I'm at PS,
Right.
and said, I got a brother and this, that, never. He said, I'll have him come to my office. You meet me at the institution. And we brought dignity, because you don't need to hear
Right.
in Gen Pop that, hey man, your mama died and ain't nobody got no money to get you there, because that's how they talking. And we say, hey man, we've raised enough money, because his mama, was mother of the church. We raised enough money because we got to pay to get him to the funeral. And we did things like that.
Right.
That came from learning from what Elijah Muhammad had did with men. And right now, there is no movement that has been more successful. I don't care what you do with it. If we're going to teach, I'm back to that boiling that chicken wing. It's still chicken. Truth is truth, no matter what you do with it. And that's why, people say, well, you had the FOI in there, and they were marching in the church. I said, one voice. See, we listen. And so when you said anybody, Martin and Malcolm didn't agree.
Yeah.
But they both said we dead men. They had the same goal.
But Elijah met with all of them, and they all had agreements to a certain amount.
That's right.
They had a way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's like it was all getting to the same place.
Right.
But we had a different way to do it.
That's right.
Malcolm had a revolutionary style.
Yes, sir.
Martin had a style
Nonviolent.
but he was revolutionary with that nonviolent.
Right.
Trust me, because any man that you could get water poured on them and they resist, and the dogs bite them and they resist and fight back, that's strength. That's strength to go through.
Conviction.
When I see that strength, so
You gotta respect
they couldn't stop him. Only way they could stop him was with a bullet. Only way they could stop Malcolm was with a bullet.
Who do you all see
Malcolm.
on that decor now? Both of you.
There is the whole leadership has took a different route, because there are so
Monetarily?
many leaders that can be brought.
Say it, sir.
That can
Morton
be brought.
Boss. Now you know.
There's so many leaders that can be brought now that lead you the wrong way. And then when you think in terms of who are the new leaders, look at them rappers, the Snoop Dogg's, the 50 Cents, the P. Diddy's. Those are the people who are coming out as leaders, speaking for the race.
But that's a different generation now.
Yeah, but I'm
But
saying
even-
that's who
even
the kids
saying-
are listening to now. We
Prophets,
got to get to the youth.
prophets taught young prophets all the way through. You taught young prophets. I'm going through this now. Well, I want to be a pastor, and I said to one, "You ain't ready. You're not ready. See, you looking at the glory,
Right.
But you don't know the story. You
Please,
don't know
please.
38 years at PSEG.
But
You don't know
please.
when they couldn't pay the bills.
I gotta ask you
Don't
this.
know the glory.
I gotta throw this in there for both of you. In the industry, in the pastoral. The older group used to make you wait. The young group in both of you all's industries don't want to wait. Address that. Y'all supposed to move to the side. Y'all 70 up.
No. Let me say this. I'm gonna go back to my granddaddy, who I don't think had any education. He was just a old country farmer, but we owned our land. He wasn't a sharecropper.
Shaheed, you better give me something in this.
And Papa would say this. He said, "Don't ever send a hungry dog to the smokehouse." He said, "Cause he gonna eat the meat." Then he would look around. He said, "Don't send a full dog there either." I said, "Papa, why?" He said, "Cause the nature of a dog, he gonna lick the meat." and because that's the nature of a dog. These young folks,
I can't.
see, you laughing, Pooch, but these young folks, my daddy,
No,
your
I
daddy,
understand. That's why I'm laughing.
your daddy, my
I thought
daddy.
you was gonna give me the bald head man again.
No, that well, we all is about there. Shaheed,
Say, give it
blessed.
to him. Give it to him.
No, see,
No,
what,
break it.
what
Get
it
that
is
down.
No, my dad said this.
Listen to
He
this,
would
Shaheed.
walk through the house. He said, "Let me tell you boys something. Don't never buy a hair grower from a bald-headed man and keep it moving." And that's because they had wisdom. These young boys don't want to wait. They think, and young women, they think, and again, I'm back to AI. Anything
Right.
artificial is not
Anything
real.
AI.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. We grew up when they was cooking food in the oven.
Talk, sir.
Now the advent of the microwave came. The world has evolved to
Right now.
easy, quick, fast cooking. So everybody wants everything fast and quick. Nobody wants to take time to do it.
Prepare.
But if you go
prep,
back
yeah.
to the story of the turtle and the rabbit,
Say it, sir.
the turtle won the race. The rabbit was fast. And the thing about it, and everybody's like, how the turtle won the race and the rabbit is 10 times faster as the turtle? He
Consistent.
said because the rabbit was so fast that he passed the
The
finish
stop.
line. And the turtle took his time nice and slow and won the race because he knew which way he was going at the pace and the patience.
And the other thing is, and you've heard this. Well, we just killed an elephant. Y'all get your platter. No, get a plate. One bite at a time. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You get something that you're not prepared to handle because you're dealing with people's souls. You're dealing with people's lives.
Right.
You see this. You don't understand that this sister's going through and you ain't gonna hit on her. See, because when I teach them, I tell them point blank, no, you not here. And sister, I'm not here. I don't, I got my own children. I've got my own wife. You understand? I don't need to hit it and quit it. This ain't James Brown. You understand? and then you have women that say, well, if I have a baby,
Gotcha.
I got you. My mama taught my sisters this, and I never forget it. She said, let me tell your girl something, because she handled that. And I'm ear hustling.
Eavesdropping.
I'm ear hustling that day, and she said, a baby will never hold a man. Said
Didn't you hear
a man can hold a baby, but a baby will never hold a man.
That's right.
My grandmother told my aunt, and back then, in our time, skirts had to be down here.
With the knots in the back, the stockings, yeah.
And my aunt broke out, and I guess it was just my grandmother, who I never seen unless she was going to church without an apron. That was part of the dress.
Right.
True.
She said to my aunt, she said, she didn't know mystery. She said, a man liked to make his mind work. She said, long dresses never stopped anything. And women, in my grandma's day, everything was down on the floor. And see, we've lost simple wisdom. And I told you this, I only found out maybe 20 years ago. My grandmother couldn't read or write, but in the South, she was, what do they call it? A midwife.
Right.
How did they deliver babies? They had no medical training.
They had Mother Wick.
That's
we
what
used to
they call.
mother with common sense.
Yes.
And that's what's missing today, a lot of common sense in these kids. Because they're getting everything from AI